Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. The president of Taiwan, Ying-jeou, says that the island must diversify its sources of power and become more energy independent. President Ma pressed for the continued use of nuclear energy in Taiwan's economy. Taiwan imports about 98% of its energy, most of which comes from countries with whom diplomatic relations remain, shall we say, complicated. To help reduce foreign dependence, Taiwan has rapidly increased its use of renewable energy, which has grown 23-fold since 2009. Ma said he was pleased to see that Taiwan Power's wind power park in Penghu was operating smoothly and added that the country's solar energy capacity has also grown significantly. But he argued that renewable energy has its limitations. Article 23 of what's called the Basic Environment Act dictates that Taiwan should eventually become nuclear-free, but Ma argued that it is impractical to set a timetable at present to reach the goal. The president added that nuclear power output is expected to increase further because renewable energy will only make a limited contribution to Taiwan's overall energy mix in the foreseeable future. His comments come in the wake of anti-nuclear protests where hundreds of thousands of Taiwanese took to the streets to protest against nuclear power and the construction of the country's fourth nuclear plant. Even members of Taiwan's parliament got into the act by fighting and throwing water at each other recently in a dispute over nuclear power. A few officials fought openly as a debate got heated about finishing the construction of a new nuclear plant. The delegates affiliated to the opposition Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, were attempting to disrupt a vote about whether to authorize the plant's completion. Nationalist Party delegates in favor of the plant tried to remove them, and a scuffle broke out that saw two men fighting in the middle of the assembly floor. As the men were being separated, a scrum developed involving more than a dozen delegates. Meanwhile, water was thrown from the podium, some of it still in bottles, onto the assembly floor. And despite all the fuss, the bill is expected to be passed, as the nationalists have a large majority in the one for the island if the plant is not completed. The Associated Press says that although fighting has become less frequent in recent years, a debate on capital gains tax back in June also resulted in a scuffle between delegates who threw coffee at each other. The fourth nuclear plant is said to be about 90% between delegates who threw coffee at each other. The fourth nuclear plant is said to be about 90% completed, with construction having begun in 1997. Work was halted between 2000 and 2008 when the DPP was in power. Thai Power predicts that the facility would come online in 2015. There have been growing worries about nuclear facilities on the island since the Japanese tsunami of 2011, when the Fukushima nuclear plant went into meltdown after being hit by the huge waves. But as is often the case, economic interests look like they will prevail over health concerns and the environment. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. We'll be right back with more insight into the big picture of China's economy.